My wife kissed my brother in our kitchen 3 days before Christmas. And I know that sounds bad, but the reason I didn't stop them immediately is what makes this whole thing insane. Because at that exact moment, I was hiding under my own dining room table listening to them talk about my mother's murder. Yeah. The story starts 6 months earlier. My wife, Emily, and I had been married for 8 years. We weren't perfect, but we were solid. At least I thought so. We had a house, 2 dogs, and the kind of routine that makes you believe your life is stable. Then my mom died. Officially, it was ruled an accident. She fell down the basement stairs while carrying laundry. But something about it never sat right with me. My mom was paranoid near the end. She kept saying weird things like, if something happens to me, don't trust family. I thought grief was getting to her. My dad had died years earlier, and she'd become isolated. Then at the funeral, my younger brother Ryan cried harder than anyone there. Too hard. Like ugly sobbing, shaking, hyperventilating. At the time, I thought he was devastated. Now I know it was guilt. A month after the funeral, things got weird. Emily started acting distant, secretive with her phone, smiling at texts and turning the screen away from me. Classic cheating stuff. I noticed Ryan suddenly coming around more too. He'd randomly stop by the house when I wasn't home. One day, our neighbor casually asked, "Hey, your brother's car okay? He's been parked here a lot lately." That sentence hit me like a brick. I didn't confront anybody right away. I wanted proof, so I checked the phone records. Hundreds of calls between Emily and Ryan. Late night calls, deleted texts, FaceTime logs. I remember sitting in my car outside a grocery store staring at the screen, while my hands shook so hard I dropped my phone between the seats. My wife, my brother. I felt sick. For 2 weeks, I pretended not to know. Then I hired a private investigator. And honestly, I wish I hadn't, because cheating would have been easier. The investigator sent me photos. Ryan entering my house while I was at work. Emily hugging him, kissing him, holding hands. One photo showed them sitting together on my back patio with Emily crying into his chest. I thought my life was over. I planned the confrontation for Christmas Eve because both families would be there. I wanted everyone to know exactly who they were. Petty? Maybe. But betrayal changes you. Christmas Eve came. The house was packed. My cousins, aunt, nephews, everybody. Emily kept acting normal, laughing and pouring wine like she wasn't destroying my life behind my back. Ryan showed up late carrying gifts and acting nervous. I remember thinking, good, you should be nervous. I had printed screenshots and investigator photos hidden upstairs in my office. My plan was simple. Wait until dinner. Expose them. Watch them burn. But then something happened that completely derailed everything. I went upstairs to grab the folder. And while I was in my office, I heard Emily whisper downstairs, "Ryan, not here." My stomach dropped. I quietly stepped into the hallway and looked over the railing. Ryan pulled her into the kitchen. Then he kissed her. Right there. In my house. 3 days before Christmas. I almost lost my mind. But before I stormed downstairs, Emily shoved him back and hissed, "Stop. Your brother's here." Ryan looked terrified. And then he said the sentence that changed everything. "We have to tell him about his mother." I froze. Every instinct in my body screamed at me to listen. So instead of going downstairs, I hid under the dining room table beside the kitchen entrance like a complete psychopath. And I listened. Emily started crying immediately. She told me not to tell him. Ryan said, "She's dead because of me." I felt every hair on my arms stand up. Then Ryan said something I'll never forget. The stairs were an accident. But the reason she was down there wasn't. Turns out my mom had discovered something before she died. Ryan wasn't my biological brother. He was my dad's affair child. My mom had known for years and hidden it from everyone. A week before her death, she finally confronted Ryan and told him she was cutting him out of the will because she couldn't bear looking at him anymore. Ryan went to her house furious. They argued in the basement. He admitted he screamed at her. She screamed back. Then she slipped on the stairs while trying to walk away from him. He said she hit her head on the concrete. And instead of calling 911 immediately, he panicked. He waited. Not minutes. An hour. Maybe longer. By the time he finally called, she was dead. I couldn't breathe listening to this. Emily whispered, "So why didn't you tell him?" Ryan laughed this horrible broken laugh and